Have you ever felt the instinctive certainty when someone's being dishonest with you? We've all been there, sensing when something doesn't feel quite right, but many of us still struggle with how to respond in those moments. It's not simply about catching someone in a lie. It's about maintaining your composure, preserving your inner peace, and responding in a way that stays true to your values. In today's world, where honesty can sometimes seem like a rare virtue, knowing how to navigate these tricky situations is crucial. Whether it's in relationships, at work, or even during casual encounters, handling dishonesty with grace is a skill that can elevate both your personal and professional life. In this piece, we'll explore 3 powerful strategies inspired by Stoic philosophy that will help you manage these situations with calm and confidence. These timeless principles have been integrated into the daily practices of history's most resilient minds, people like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. By the end, you'll have actionable insights on how to identify dishonesty, handle it with poise, and walk away stronger than before. Let's dive into these transformative Stoic practices and uncover the wisdom that can change how you respond to dishonesty forever. The Stoic mindset: in the face of dishonesty at its core, lying is a distortion of reality, a manipulation of the truth to serve someone's agenda or avoid discomfort. The challenge, however, is how we respond to dishonesty. Often, our reaction says more about us than the lie itself. As Socrates wisely said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." When someone lies, they attempt to bend what you know or believe, but the Stoic response is to stay grounded in your own clarity. You control your mind and your response, not their actions. The Stoic approach is about remaining unshaken in your convictions and not letting their lies disturb your inner peace. The first hurdle when faced with dishonesty is managing the emotional surge, feelings of anger, betrayal, or frustration. It's easy to want to confront the liar head-on or lash out impulsively. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that these emotional reactions often cause more harm than good. Seneca famously said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The pain comes not from the lie itself, but how we internalize it. So what's the Stoic solution? Pause, take a deep breath, and remember that their lie is a reflection of them, not of you. Reflect on times when someone lied to you. What was your first instinct? To call them out? What happened next? Did it resolve the situation or escalate it? Reacting impulsively often makes matters worse, leading to defensiveness or further deceit. By responding calmly and thoughtfully, you regain control, not just over the situation, but over yourself. Cultivating Stoic detachment. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When someone lies to you, the lie is an external event. You can't control their actions, but you have the power to decide how you respond. Choosing to stay centered in your calm and detached from their dishonesty helps preserve your inner peace. This doesn't mean you should ignore the lie or let it slide. It's about responding with objectivity and clarity, not impulsive emotions. By practicing self-awareness and mindfulness, you gain control over your reactions and can address the situation from a position of strength rather than vulnerability. Empathy. Understanding the lie. While it's natural to feel wronged when someone lies, Stoicism encourages us to consider the motivations behind their actions. Are they trying to protect themselves? Are they seeking approval? This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it provides a lens through which we can understand them. By adopting this perspective, we can respond not with judgment or anger, but with understanding. Let's say a friend exaggerates a story to make themselves look better. Instead of confronting them aggressively, consider their motivation. Are they insecure? Do they crave validation? By responding with empathy, you not only avoid conflict, but you also uphold a key Stoic value, focusing on what truly matters. You can shift the conversation to their real strengths, providing them an opportunity to feel seen and valued without dishonesty, while still staying true to yourself. Resilience in the face of dishonesty. Stoicism teaches us the value of endurance. Dishonesty can be painful, especially when it comes from someone close to us, but just as a strong tree stands firm in the storm, so must a Stoic remain steadfast in adversity. Resilience isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them over time. Practicing this resilience strengthens your ability to navigate dishonesty and other obstacles with grace. Remember, handling dishonesty with a Stoic mindset isn't about winning the interaction or exposing the liar. It's about staying true to yourself and your values, and not allowing someone else's actions to disturb your peace. Detecting lies with Stoic objectivity. Lies are often hidden in plain sight, disguised with convincing words that don't quite sit right. Detecting dishonesty requires more than sharp observation. It demands an open mind and steady heart. Before we can discern lies in others, we must first cultivate clarity within ourselves. Knowing who you are and being grounded in your values allows you to interpret others' actions without the cloud of emotional bias. One of the most effective ways to detect dishonesty is by observing contradictions. Pay attention not only to the person's words, but also to their body language. Do their actions align with their words? If someone tells you they missed an important event because of a sudden emergency, but their tone is indifferent and their body language suggests discomfort, you've likely caught a falsehood. The Stoic approach is to take note of these inconsistencies without jumping to conclusions. By observing, you can gather valuable insights into their intentions without letting your emotions get entangled. Stoicism and the shadow of deception. There's another dimension too. Detecting dishonesty that goes beyond verbal inconsistencies. Carl Jung introduced the concept of the shadow, the part of ourselves we hide or deny. Similarly, a liar's shadow can be revealed through microexpressions, small, fleeting changes in facial expression that betray their true feelings. A flash of guilt or fear may slip across their face before they regain composure. The Stoic approach encourages you to notice these subtle signs without becoming attached to them. It's about observing with clarity, not reacting emotionally. Marcus Aurelius' teachings remind us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. The truth tends to be simple, while lies often trip over their own complexity. In the end, handling dishonesty with the wisdom of the Stoics is not about exposing the liar or winning the situation. It's about staying true to your values, maintaining your inner peace, and responding with integrity, no matter the external circumstances. It's about cultivating resilience and self-awareness, using each experience to grow stronger and wiser. And in doing so, you align yourself with a path that's both peaceful and powerful. Imagine someone making a bold claim about their contributions to a project, something that doesn't quite add up. Rather than directly confronting them, the Stoic approach would be to ask open-ended questions that invite them to explain further. Something like, could you walk me through what you did? Or, what challenges did you face during this process? This method allows them to elaborate and perhaps inadvertently reveal any inconsistencies in their story. It's a calm, rational response rather than one driven by emotion. When trying to uncover the truth, it's not just about the words someone says. Body language plays a crucial role too. A person's physical cues often tell a different story than their words. If someone is avoiding eye contact, crossing their arms, or suddenly shifting their posture, these signs might indicate discomfort or even dishonesty. But as Stoics, we are reminded to stay objective and not rush to conclusions based on a single cue. As Epictetus wisely said, first learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak in the same way. It's not enough to observe just the words. You need to consider tone, body language, and context before making any judgment. A simple pause can be an incredibly powerful tool when you're faced with a statement that feels off. Liars often feel the need to fill the silence, over-explaining or repeating their story. For example, imagine someone insists they didn't borrow your book without asking. If you don't react right away, they might start adding unnecessary details like, well, I saw it on the table, but I didn't touch it. Maybe I moved it just to make space. This over-explanation often exposes the truth without any confrontation. Empathy, though it might seem counterintuitive, also plays a key role in detecting dishonesty. Understanding the reasons behind a lie, whether it's self-protection, avoiding conflict, or trying to gain an advantage, can give you insight into their behavior. This doesn't mean excusing the lie, but by understanding their motives, you sharpen your ability to spot inconsistencies. Recognizing their motivation helps you maintain clarity without letting emotions cloud your judgment. Detecting lies isn't about catching someone in the act. It's about maintaining your own composure and clarity. Stoicism teaches us to value our inner peace more than the external noise. It's easy to feel disrespected or frustrated when confronted with dishonesty, but reacting emotionally will only cloud your judgment. By cultivating objectivity, you not only see through the lie, but also model the integrity that Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, embodied. In truth, dishonesty is less about the liar and more about your ability to stay grounded in reason and truth. When dealing with dishonesty, the Stoic approach provides three key strategies. Silence as a tool. Silence is one of the most powerful yet underused responses. Instead of immediately reacting when faced with a lie, pause. A brief, intentional silence, just 10 to 15 seconds, can make the liar uncomfortable. It forces them to question their own narrative. For example, if someone denies borrowing something from you, remain calm and silent. The silence will often lead them to over-explain or contradict themselves, revealing the truth without you having to accuse them. Silence, in this case, is a sign of your composure and control over the situation. Questioning without accusations rarely yield productive results. Instead, ask open-ended questions that encourage the person to explain their actions or thoughts. For instance, if a colleague claims to have completed a task, but it's clearly unfinished, ask, "Can you walk me through how you approached the task? I'd like to understand your process." This method doesn't put them on the defensive, but gives them the opportunity to clarify or expose any inconsistencies in their story. Socratic questioning, used by the philosopher Socrates, is all about helping others reflect on their own statements, often leading them to reveal the truth. Delay the conversation sometimes. The best response is not responding right away. Taking time to think about the situation can help you avoid impulsive reactions. If someone's story doesn't feel right, say, "I need some time to think this over. Let's revisit this conversation later." This pause disrupts the liar's rhythm and gives you the time you need to process the situation thoughtfully. It's especially effective in high-stakes situations like business or personal conflicts, where a hasty response could escalate tensions. Finally, dealing with toxic reactions can be one of the toughest challenges when confronting dishonesty. If you ask someone about an inconsistency and they react with aggression or deflection, shifting the blame back on you, it's usually a defense mechanism. Instead of addressing the issue, they attack your character or exaggerate the situation to protect themselves. As Aristotle pointed out, it's easy to get angry, but the true challenge lies in being angry for the right reasons, in the right way, and at the right time. When faced with toxic reactions, the key is emotional discipline. Instead of retaliating emotionally, understand that their response is likely coming from a place of fear or insecurity. By staying calm, objective, and grounded in your own values, you prevent yourself from being dragged into unnecessary conflict. This approach, rooted in Stoic philosophy, not only helps you navigate lies, but also strengthens your own integrity and inner peace. There's something incredibly empowering about learning how to handle toxic behavior without letting it disrupt your peace of mind. Take gaslighting, for example. When someone tries to make you doubt your own perceptions, claiming you're imagining things or accusing you of being too sensitive, a Stoic approach in this situation might involve calmly restating the facts. For instance, if a colleague insists they sent an email, but you can't find it, and they claim you're simply overlooking things, instead of getting defensive, you could say, "I've thoroughly checked my inbox and didn't see it. Could you resend it?" By staying composed and focused on the issue, you prevent their attempt to undermine your confidence and avoid getting dragged into an emotional response. Another common toxic tactic is when emotions escalate, when someone caught in a lie starts shouting, blaming others, or deflecting. To regain control of the narrative, imagine a partner, confronted with an inconsistency, turning the tables with, "I can't believe you'd accuse me of this after everything I've done for you. Is this how you treat me?" This tactic shifts the focus from their actions to your supposed ingratitude, making it harder to address the actual issue at hand. This is where Stoicism offers invaluable wisdom, detachment. Epictetus famously said, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger." Their outburst is not a reflection of your worth, but rather their inability to face the truth. By emotionally detaching from the situation, you gain clarity and avoid being pulled into their chaos. You can respond with grace, preserving your inner peace. In even more insidious cases, someone might resort to emotional manipulation, bringing up past wrongs or unrelated grievances to overwhelm you and guilt-trip you into backing down. This is called kitchen sinking. If, for example, you confront a sibling about not following through on a promise, and they respond with, "Oh, so now I'm the bad guy? Do you remember when you forgot my birthday 2 years ago?" This is a deliberate attempt to make you doubt your right to address the present issue. In these situations, Stoicism teaches us to set firm boundaries. You could say, "I hear what you're saying, but right now, I'd like to focus on this specific issue. Let's discuss the other concerns another time." This approach acknowledges their feelings without allowing them to derail the conversation, while firmly reinforcing your own position without conflict. While it might seem counterintuitive, understanding why someone reacts the way they do can help you respond more effectively. Are they afraid of losing face? Are they cornered, ashamed, or threatened? Empathy doesn't mean excusing their behavior, but it allows you to see the situation clearly and respond with compassion instead of hostility. Toxic reactions, in essence, aren't really about exposing lies or winning the argument. They're a test of your ability to stay true to yourself. Lies and chaos may shake the foundation of even the strongest relationships, but how you respond determines whether they will destroy your peace of mind or strengthen your character. Stoicism teaches that storms pass, but the strength you build in weathering them will last a lifetime. And part of that strength lies in knowing when it's time to walk away from relationships or situations that no longer align with your values. Sometimes, persistence and striving for resolution are noble. But there are moments when continuing to engage with someone who repeatedly tests your patience, honesty, or integrity only drains your energy and compromises your peace. Socrates once said, "Be as you wish to seem," which means that your actions and decisions should reflect your highest values, even the decision to walk away when necessary. Walking away isn't about defeat or giving up. It's about protecting your inner peace and staying true to your principles. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." When faced with persistent dishonesty or toxic behavior, it's important to recognize that you cannot control how others act, only how you respond. Imagine a friend who continually lies or breaks their promises, even though you keep giving them second chances. Over time, this erodes your trust and your frustration builds. Stoicism teaches us to evaluate these patterns rationally. If their behavior consistently contradicts your values, it may be time to step away, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Even when you walk away, it's important to do so with grace. The Stoics remind us not to harbor resentment. As Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." Walking away with grace means leaving without bitterness, not focusing on how you were wronged, but shifting your attention to how you can move forward and grow from the experience. Family relationships, for example, can be especially challenging. Perhaps a family member's dishonesty has led to repeated conflicts. You've tried addressing the issues with empathy, but their behavior remains unchanged. Walking away doesn't necessarily mean cutting ties completely. It might simply involve setting boundaries and limiting the time and energy you invest in that relationship. It's about protecting your peace while still acting with kindness. The same applies to social circles. If you find yourself surrounded by gossip, manipulation, or toxic dynamics, Stoicism teaches us to choose our company wisely. As Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Stepping away from such groups isn't a judgment of them. It's an act of self-preservation, a way of ensuring that your environment aligns with your values. Choosing to walk away is never easy. It requires courage, self-reflection, and the ability to face the discomfort of guilt or fear of conflict. But as the Stoics remind us, your duty is not to please everyone. It's to live virtuously. When you choose to walk away, you are prioritizing your mental clarity and emotional well-being, aligning with your principles rather than succumbing to the whims of others. In the end, walking away is not a retreat, but a forward movement towards a life of greater integrity and peace. You're not just preserving your own sense of self, You're setting an example for others by showing them that self-respect is essential. As you move forward, let the wisdom of Stoicism guide you in choosing the people and environments that truly align with the life you want to live.